All right.
Hello.
Hello. Happy Wednesday.
Every time I'm thinking there's going to be a countdown, and there's no countdown.
Well, there was a pseudo countdown.
Pseudo countdown.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday, I guess.
Hump day.
I have to continue,
Hump day.
be consistent for the week. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
Well, the line's up to 7 now, so we're...
The line is up to 7. That's disappointing. I thought 5.5 was too low, but I don't know. It's moving in the wrong direction.
If you liked him at 5.5, you'll love him at 7.
Love them at 7.
I don't understand how these betting sites get away with a 20% wide market.
With murder?
It's absolute freaking murder. It's a joke. I don't know how they get away with it.
I might need to try a different site. Maybe there's other sites that are better.
The whole thing is going to crash and has to crash and burn.
Well, could you imagine if they got
based.
Well, if you let market makers take over, what do you think they get it down to? 5? Maybe less?
Should be less.
Might be less.
Should be less.
Yeah, it could be 4.3. It could be.
Yeah, 5%. 5% is
a lot.
Yeah, I've done this before. Betting is 10 to 20% wide markets.
Yep.
Depends
we
on
talked about it in the spot.
Yeah.
We talked about being a penny.
Yeah.
Like you talked about that.
10 to 20% wide markets, and then event-based trading is, real estate's equally as bad almost. It's 5 or 6% wide, and then you've got event-based trading, which is about 1 to 2% wide. You've got crypto's pretty wide too, all things considered.
Yep.
Crypto markets are a little bit wide. They're inside of 1%, but they could be as 60 basis points,
Yep.
30, 60, depending on how much you trade. And then there's listed markets, which could be 2 basis points.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's insane.
Less.
Could be 1%.
SPY,
it's not 1%. It could be 1 basis point, 2 basis points, 3 basis points, depending on how.
Well, I mean,
liquid.
think about SPY. Take a $600 stock, what a $600 stock, $700 stock, you say, and it's a penny wide.
On SPY, yeah.
On SPY.
Yeah. It's crazy. It's literally.
This really bothered you.
It does bother me because it's
just
2,000 times.
Yeah.
It's 2,000 times.
Yeah, we
wider.
made the bet.
I know. Because how?
Oh
else?
no, we didn't. We took the money line, but the money line's just as bad.
The money line is equally as bad because the money line
Money line's
translates.
just as bad.
It's just a.
Yeah. Money line's just as bad, but they get you because people are like, I don't know, I want to make the bet.
Yeah. I want to watch the game. I got to have some skin in the game.
Right. I want to watch
Yeah.
it. I want to root for the Bears. Let's see what happens.
The only good thing about a 3:30 game is that you get to decide what you want to eat at halftime. 'Cause you're not going to the game. If I had somebody that would go with me,
There is no stop.
oh my God, I would go.
Stop. You're okay. If it was a noon game,
And below zero?
yeah. If it was a
gonna be
noon,
below zero.
If it was a noon game, I'd give you a 10 delta, 10-15 delta for a 325.
I would go. If I had somebody
So
to go
how
with,
far is Green Bay? 3 hours?
Oh, you would
could-
go to Green Bay?
yeah, you could do it in
You thought
could-
Soldier Field,
Yeah, I didn't even think you would go to Soldier Field.
right? Soldier Field.
with parking at Green Bay being easy. It's almost the same distance as Soldier Field.
Okay,
But,
so was it 3
I
hours? I've
don't
never
know.
been.
you can make it in just over 3 hours with
Okay.
no traffic.
Okay, so the game's going to end at, let's say,
Game's gonna end at 6:30.
6:15. 6:30. Fine,
6:37.
By the time you're out of the game, it's 7.
You're home by 11. But
Well,
you
you just said 3 hours.
It's a Sunday night.
10:30.
Oh, you got to stop.
That is way past your bedtime.
You got to stop.
And you got to stop. 11, way past your bedtime. Then,
You
and
stop for
I
ice
know
cream
you.
or custard?
It takes you 2 days.
You got to
for-
stop twice. You got to stop once in Sheboygan for pizza
Or broth.
and then you got to stop again when you get to Milwaukee for cops.
The problem with you, then, you're knocked off your pivot foot for 2 or 3 days.
Right.
So I went to a Packer game last year. I went to.
That was 2 years. Last year? 2 years ago.
Maybe it was 2 years ago.
It was
Did
two-
But
you
I
take
went
the
to Green
week
Bay.
off?
The whole family. We took the whole family.
Nice.
And we rented an Airbnb for a night. Just went up there, the whole gang, and dogs included.
Aw.
And
How many dogs?
I think 2. And went to the Green Bay game. It was great. The whole thing was really fun. Went out to a supper club, did the whole deal, round trip, piece of cake. And maybe
So you do it again. So why are you not going?
I don't have any friends that want to go. I don't have any,
Your family
no,
doesn't want to go again.
Wait a minute.
My family.
Did you ask anybody to go?
My daughter is.
You didn't ask me?
My daughter is almost
Right.
9 months pregnant, and
Right.
my wife said, "I'd rather run around the block naked."
You didn't ask me. Maybe I'd go.
Oh,
There's not a chance.
There's zero chance it would go. Look at this though. Prediction markets. We just got picked off. We can make a better bet. Prediction markets have the Bears 28% versus Green Bay. So that
So you
means
pick up a dime.
how's the? Oh, because we bet at 3. No, we bet 270.
Yeah.
No, so if you bet $100, we're getting back 370 here.
No, you're getting back.
Yeah,
You're getting back
370.
320.
Here?
Yeah. You bet 28.
You get
72.
Oh, right.
You get back 72.
Oh, yeah.
So 72 is. So let's see. You bet 28. You get
Oh, it's
back
actually right. It's exactly the same number. Same
It's
number.
28. 20.
It's 54 is double, and then
It's actually a little worse.
54, 64, 70 is it is a little worse.
It's a little worse.
That is a little worse. That's right.
So the prediction markets are actually worse.
Right.
Yeah, because
that's 70.
28.
That's 70.
28 twice is 56. Then you get another. Yeah. No,
It's right
worse.
there. It's whatever. It's close.
It's 2 cents worse.
So anyway, we got the bet.
Cool.
But I would go.
You got the bet in?
Why, you want to go?
No.
Wait a minute. Do you want to think about it?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. So I tried.
no.
Okay.
Could your car make it there and back?
What?
Could your car make it there and back?
Could my car make it?
On a
mean-
charge.
Oh, no. I would take the car. No, I wouldn't take
You
that.
take the gas.
Yeah. Because I just don't want to be stuck in a line trying to get home.
Having to charge it.
Yeah. Plus when you have an electric car in the winter, it goes
loses.
like a third less.
Oh, that's a lot.
It's a lot. You lose about a third.
What if it's really hot?
You don't lose anything except whatever you run the air conditioning, however high you run. But in the winter, it goes a lot shorter distances.
Is that the case for all?
Yeah.
Makes
Like
sense.
my car goes 410 miles. So
in the summer.
In the summer, so you normally, if your charge goes 410, you normally get 300, right? That's about
Normal, not
normal 300. In the
so
winter,
now you get 225.
yeah, you probably get 230, 240.
Wow.
Yeah, and so Green Bay, let's see, it's less than a little over 3 hours going, let's say 80 miles an hour. So it's got to be 225 to 245 miles.
Okay, that's another reason I wouldn't go with you.
Yeah.
Why?
Because then you run out, you gotta wait for, because you'd forget. You'd take that car.
No, I wouldn't. I don't forget. So, but
I have
They
to
should
imagine
put
that
those
that's an expensive
chargers in
ticket.
every parking lot.
the tickets,
It would be an expensive ticket.
parking's cheap. It's only $50.
The tickets are expensive.
Tickets, for the Bears are expensive.
Yeah. This would be this, because Bears fans are going to go to this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. That's why you're not a real Bears fan. See,
Yeah.
I'm a real fan. I go.
See, I'm a real Bears fan who likes the comfort of being home.
I just said
Same.
I would go.
Right.
Well, I can't say that I'm a super fan, but I'm a fan because they're Chicago.
Yeah, but you're right.
But I-
it's just, and with,
My daughter wants to go.
Says the soccer fan.
Yeah, my daughter wants to
Oh,
go.
your daughter can go with me.
She actually would have a good time.
But anyway, yeah, it's a long shot.
all right, well, good luck.
Yeah.
All right, what do we got?
Well, we have a great show again. Mailbag and love letters from the dog pound. We're going to talk about something that I pretty much know, I think, Tom's response, but we're going to see. It might be interested. On Unleashed, we're going to talk about work-life balance versus
What the hell is work-life balance?
See, here we go.
Right.
It's like-
Oh my God,
That
we're,
is-
we're
Saved it.
starting already. Can you just
Save
wait?
it for the
Oh,
segment.
God, just wait till we
Versus
get
Can I tell you one
996.
quick?
No.
I can tell you one quick story.
Oh my God.
So
Sure.
I was
Although-
given a lecture at Notre Dame at the grad school, and I
like
really
Notre Dame.
enjoyed it. It was fun. It was a really good group of grad students in the MBA program, their entrepreneur program, MBA program, and it was a fun lecture. I spoke for about an hour and 15 minutes, and at the end I said, because I never take questions during any of my talks, at the end I said I'll take questions from anybody. So at the end, they had a lot of questions. So one kid, like the third or fourth kid in, goes, well, what do you think about work-life balance? And I had to hold back. So I was really nice because I didn't want to
Scare
but-
the children.
Yeah, but I basically said, you'll hear my answer coming up.
Oh.
But I got the one question that's the only time I've ever been, of all the colleges I've ever spoken at, and all the universities and all the grad programs, that was the only time anybody's ever asked about work-life balance.
There's a first for everything.
I told him you should drop out of the program right now. Kid, you're wasting your money. You just spent, about $70,000 a year at Notre Dame? Yeah, go get your money back.
Oh my God.
Okay,
you know
well-
what? It's entirely possible you said that. All right,
It
let's
is
go.
entirely possible. Anyway, then, as our top dog, bad dog, we'll be talking about Fed chair candidates.
Yeah, we're actually going to talk a little bit about the prediction markets for Fed chair.
Correct.
Somebody has an 86% chance of being the next Fed chair,
And it's not you.
and it's not me or you. But I would think an 86% chance
It's a lock.
is as close as you're going to get to a lock.
It's a
Right.
lock. Although, wasn't Pope Leo only like 2 or 3 or 4%? He was low, wasn't he?
He was low. Well, Chicago,
From the get-go, but I thought as
No,
the
I
days
think-
went,
no, I
it
think-
increased, no?
It might have increased. I mean,
Well, it was a quick one. But anyway.
yeah, I think
he's my favorite Pope of all time. I just want to go on record as saying that.
Have you
Because
gone to
he's
Dalton?
Chicagoan?
Have you gone to Dalton this season?
I have not gone to Dalton, but
See, don't talk
because he's a
into-
White Sox fan, because he's a Bears fan, and because, as you can see, he's made a big difference with respect to the Bears.
Oh.
That's what everybody's saying.
Didn't
His,
even, you know what? I
his
didn't even
prayers
think
are
about
really
that.
What do you mean you
working.
didn't think about that?
Never thought about that. I'll give it to him.
His
You have to
prayers
give
are
it to
really
somebody.
working.
You gotta give it to him.
Yeah.
All hail the Pope.
Ben
That's
Johnson.
right.
Ben Johnson gets like
Pope Leo.
He's just the conduit.
Ben Johnson gets some of the credit, and the Pope gets some of the credit. I mean, you have to give it. You have to spread the
I
spread.
like
the
course.
it. I'm in.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to be talking about branding. Very interesting on Words of Wisdom.
We have a lot of opinions on branding.
We have
as
a lot
well.
of opinions,
Yes.
as always, as usual. And then Market Talk, today's tale of the tape, which will be after the close. So that's going to be interesting, right?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Oh, also a little housekeeping. Don't forget, you can ask us anything, or ask them, rather, because I'm not part of that show. So ask Tom and Scott anything on our call-in show, which is every Wednesday from 3:30 to 4:30 Central Standard Time. And the number is 312-448-7032. So call us and ask them anything. Let's do this. All right, so first up we have Mailbag. I'm searching through the mailbag. I feel like for both of you, one of the strengths is not being afraid to pivot. You are not afraid to blow things up and start over. I seem to hold on too long. Help. Help.
I mean, I'll start. Yeah, that is. First of all, this applies to anything you do in your life. Whether you're
Anything.
building your own business, whether you're wherever you're working, whatever it is, doesn't matter. It's definitely a strength. I mean, sometimes people will, and we've talked about this. They won't stay long enough at a job. They won't give something a chance. That kind of thing. I think this is something different. I think it requires a lot of strength to concede that, hey, you know what, or to accept. I shouldn't say concede it. Accept that, hey, this idea we had may not be great, or this may not be exactly working for me. So we are not afraid to blow things up, and I can tell you a crazy number of stories. When we first started thinkorswim, we blew up a couple of things. We first started Tasty, we blew up a couple of things. Throughout the years, we've built structures and blown them up. I got to tell one funny story.
The shortest time for your office was a day, or maybe not even a full day, from completion to being ripped out.
When we first built our new studios, when they were new studios at the time at Tasty, we had an architect design our whole space, and we built one little production room, film editing production room in the middle of the space. And after the first day, literally the first day, we had the construction crew come in and rip it out. That was a little bit of a. We did the same thing. We were building thinkorswim. I don't know if you remember, but we took the office next to us.
Yeah, that was the
and
same one. You had the whole display case built,
Had the whole display case, the
and
whole
then
room built.
and then taken down in about 3 seconds.
Taken down the next day.
So
I once, one more story, quickly. I once did a show, money show at Orlando, and I built this crazy booth. Like, I wanted to be really fancy, and so I had a rear projection TV way before there was such a thing as rear projections. Like I found some crazy mad scientist techie who built a rear projection, and I put this rear projection TV into a booth, and the whole thing cost, this is like, got to be 25 years ago, the whole thing probably cost $40,000 to build. And when we got done with that 3-day show, I left it there.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even pack it up. It was such a disaster. I was like, okay, we're going to pivot out of this. And we pivoted the next show to hanging a single screen without anything else. And so, yeah, we pivot all the time.
So I think my answer to this is very similar, but this to me is a life lesson. This is not just about, talking about business. And I think that there's a huge psychological component to this about being unwilling to say to yourself, I either didn't do the right thing, I picked the wrong thing, the wrong person, whatever it is. And it's a really hard thing initially to say, I made a mistake. Most people don't want to say that they made a mistake, so they're going to keep pushing to try to make it work. That seems to be the shorter road, but it's actually the longer road because it's still not going to work even if you want it to work. So if you can get over the hurdle, and the first time is for sure the hardest, to say, I'm going to throw this in the garbage. I'm thinking, we made a commercial about, right?
Yeah.
We made a commercial. And
it didn't work either.
Well, it never came out of the can. It never saw the light of day. I actually thought it was pretty good. But I was the only one, and then I got shot down, and we never ran. But literally, we spent the money, shot the whole commercial, the cheerleaders, everything, a big production.
Oh, you're talking about that commercial. We did other ones, too.
And then we're like, yep, not using that one. And back
Is
at
this with Thinkorswim?
No,
this is Tasty.
It was Tasty. And then at Thinkorswim, we had I'm not going to get into the details, but we gave away monkeys, and we made a special.
I remember that one.
The special monkeys?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the special monkeys never saw the light of day. So special monkeys were not exactly what you would call PC, and we left those alone. So
the actual opposite.
Yeah, so it happens, and it doesn't mean that it's a reflection.
It is a strength. It truly is a strength.
It is,
yeah.
but I think the strength comes from just doing it, and just try. It's like ripping a Band-Aid off. It's gonna hurt for a second, but the faster you do it, it's over.
Yeah,
so the same
when you
kind
make
of
a
thing.
bad trade, it's the same thing. When you make a bad trade, you know what?
Cover it and move on.
Cover it and move on. Just move on.
Yeah, cover it and move on. All right, next.
All right, great. Next, I am writing a pitch to raise capital. Do you think investors will be more interested in me or my idea/business? I have a short window and I cannot use a PowerPoint.
I'll take this one first, and I'm sorry, but nobody's going to care about you unless they know about what the business is. So yes, you are critical because it's your business, but it doesn't mean anything just to talk about yourself. So you have to pitch the business idea. Assuming that they like the business idea, then you can talk about yourself.
I completely disagree.
Okay.
And I don't know where Scott got that idea from, but this is all about the person, and virtually, I would say it's 90% person, it's 10% business.
Okay.
What do you think? You think it's the other way around?
Well, if they don't know you, if they don't know anything about you, if you have a track record and you come
Right.
in, like when we go in to pitch somebody, we have a track record, so we can lean on that. Yes, then it's us. It's all about us. It doesn't really make a difference what the idea is. It does, but not really. But if you're just coming in cold and they don't know anything about you, you don't, like you telling them how great of a person you are, they're going to go, great, you're a great person, but what's the idea?
I don't think it's that. I think it's you being able to articulate something
But
and
still,
make them a believer.
Yeah, but it's a believer about the idea.
Does
You
the
have to
idea-
pitch, but if you just come in and just talk about yourself,
No, but I don't think, well,
interested in me,
like
that's what I'm saying,
yesterday we
me.
were saying, it could be, or I don't know if it was yesterday, who knows, one of the shows. We said, it could be not an amazing plan, but the person can be amazing.
yes, but they
And you
have
buy essentially into the person because you think
More so
they
it's
could pivot
more-
because they're smart enough.
So let me tell you a quick story because I like telling stories. Yesterday, I met with somebody in the morning, and it's somebody that I know a little bit. We spent some time together. We've invested a little bit side by side. But he came to pitch me a new company that he was building. And he said, what do you think? Because I'm doing he's doing a Series A round. And he said, what do you think? Because I'd like to raise some capital. I'd love to have you involved. And I said, let me think about it. But I didn't really understand the business that well because I only had like 45 minutes with him. And when I say I don't understand it, I mean, I got it. I just didn't get into any of the details. But I'm like, if I do this, I'm just betting 100% on you. Like, it's literally 100% bet on him.
But you know him.
Yeah.
Okay,
But not
Well, that's
well.
different.
Not well.
But you still know him, and that's the difference. So if you know somebody, of course, you're going to bet. That makes sense that you're going to say, look.
I'm just saying I didn't even understand the business,
Okay.
really.
Are you
know.
going to do it?
I haven't decided yet.
Okay. Well, that means you're not jumping.
No. I haven't got the pitch deck yet.
Got it.
Okay, but final answer for this guy or girl is
I'm all about
maybe
the person.
I'm about the person if they have a history.
maybe polish yourself so that you're articulate. You can
I'm all about the
articulate.
person. The
You
answer
can-
to this
you
is
know,
I'm
you
about the
can
person.
Okay. And I'm about if
show
they don't,
your ideas and your projects.
if they don't know you, I'm about you have to have.
But
the
also
idea and
you
the
have to
person.
have a good plan for the business.
There's a
Like,
billion
develop
ideas.
both.
There's a billion ideas. There's not a billion good people. That's the difference.
Okay.
All right. I am in the University of Chicago MBA program for entrepreneurship.
I have spoken at their entrepreneurship. They do every year at its booth. So
Yeah.
every year at booth they do they sponsor one of the trustees sponsors an entrepreneurship program. Everybody has to create like businesses, and then they judge it, and the winner gets like 50 or 100 grand.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, there.
So it says we have formed-
I've judged there before.
We have formed teams for a startup idea,
exactly, right.
and there's a reasonable trustee-donated cash prize to seed the winner. If you were a judge, and I assume you have done this before, what would you be looking for?
I have judged that, and I've also
Right.
spoken at that. And we've had a lot of kids that we either interviewed for jobs that came to work for us or that were our customers. So, what would you be looking for?
Well, I did it, not there.
Oh,
I
where'd you
did-
do it?
I didn't do it for business. I did it for mechanical engineers
Okay.
at Cooper Union in New York, and I did it with my dad and my middle son, who wound up going to school there. And the crazy thing is that it was called the Invention Factory. So they had, I think, 20 teams of 2, and they had to create a physical product. It could not be an app. I think that this is 15
different.
years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah.
This
Right.
is 15 years ago. It had to be a physical product. So they asked me and my dad and Levi to come in to be judges. We only got to see, they whittled it down to 10, I think, and we saw 4 of the 10. And I remember one of them, like, if this doesn't win, tell me what it is, because I'm going to fly back out. I want to see what won. The one that I said was amazing did win. I actually made a deal with the kids to take ownership of it, and I got a patent on it. And haven't done anything with it, but it's an amazing product. So for me, I thought some of the products and what I was looking for, I had no idea what I was going to see. This product blew me away, but there were the other 3 that I saw. 2, if I remember correctly, were it didn't mean anything to me, and 1 I thought had absolutely no chance.
It's really funny because last year I did this for a high school in the suburbs. They had an entrepreneurial, they have an entrepreneurial program for like a high school with like a couple thousand kids, and they were down to 10 teams. I was not a judge, but I just did the keynote, but I stayed around for the whole event, which was really interesting. These high school kids came up with some great ideas. But this booth, University of Chicago thing, is like these kids are a different level, and some of the stuff that they showed was, this is really hard. That's all I'm going to tell you. This was really hard
To judge.
this. What I was looking for were kids that could really promote. See, other people were looking for like the mechanical side, the engineering side to it. Other people were looking for kind of like the nuts and bolts and really getting into the idea, the free cash flow side and all that. I was really just looking kind of for who are the best promoters.
We were
who-
looking for the person.
I was looking for the best
The right
promoters.
person.
You know,
Yeah.
who can tell the best story.
Yeah.
I don't remember the year I judged. I don't remember who won, but it was so hard. They were all so close. They were
I
so
imagine.
good.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah.
Brilliant people.
Yeah. I was looking for promoters.
Great. There's your answer. Next up, do you ever worry about burnout? If not, how? How do you not worry about it? What do you do?
Well,
Do you meditate?
Yoga was big for me when I found yoga. Yoga was life-changing. I did yoga for a long time.
Yes.
It is critical to have, well, not for Tom, but for normal people to have some outlet, some healthy thing that you do.
A way to de-stress.
That's right. So
Yeah.
pick something and make sure that you do it. Yoga was
Hopefully
great for me.
something that's healthy.
And part of the reason that I loved yoga, besides at the time I was doing Bikram, which was 90 minutes, but part of the reason it was so good was it was 90 minutes where nobody could call me. I
That's
didn't
right.
have my phone. Nobody could bother me. It was just me time, and I think that's critical. Burnout can be very real. I mean, when we started thinkorswim, we were working 80 hours a week, didn't have a day off for 5 years, and I remember my wife saying, "Are you good with this?" And I said, "I'll tell you later. I have no idea." I didn't know. It's just what we needed to do to build the business. So for me, still to this day, I ride. Now I stretch. I don't do yoga, but I ride almost every day. And it's just, for me, it's how I start my day.
My kids used to ask me.
What's your exercise regimen?
My kids used to ask me, if this isn't asking about exercise, this is asking about burnout. My kids used to ask me, do you have an extra family in Las Vegas? Because we used to go so often for, events and stuff. Because
yeah.
I was on the road more as a promoter, and Scott was kind of running the kitchen, the back of the house. But I never worry about burnout because it's not something that has, in 40 some odd years, in over 4 decades, it's never even come into play once for me. I don't even worry about it. So if not how, that's how. It just doesn't. It's never been a factor in my
Yeah,
life.
but you're a freak of nature.
So
Yes.
whatever. The question is I don't know.
For
how to,
someone who is not
So
a freak
how
of
about you?
nature,
How
what
about-
do you do?
How about
Well,
you?
I think that
I meditate.
You meditate. Okay.
yeah, but I think for most people, if you
I
really like
exercise
what you
too, but-
do, and I've been fortunate to
But yes,
do
that's a
stuff
big
that I
part
like.
of it.
I don't get burnt out because I've always been working for myself.
You
that
don't
doesn't mean
because you
anything.
don't feel like work
Working
is
for
work.
yourself, it's still, if you're putting in.
Okay, I'll
But
explain it a
physically,
different
you
way.
have to
when
find
I'm
a
home for
way.
a long weekend, I get burnt out at home.
Okay.
I need to be at work.
That's fair.
Okay.
So for someone like him, there you go, and for
we'll-
someone like the rest of us, there you go.
We'll cover that later. I'm sure that will come up
It
on
will
a
definitely come up.
future slide.
Yep, it will. All right, my business had a good run over the last year. We have 40 employees. Would you issue a cash dividend to your investors or reinvest it in the business?
I mean, this is obviously a small private company,
Right.
and but 40 employees is a great number. And when we started our businesses and business ran well, when we first started, we were small, obviously private when we first started. We would never issue a cash dividend to investors. Investors are in, when you're a growth company and you're a startup with basically asymmetrical upside, the investors are in for the payout at the end. They're not interested in a cash dividend. None of our investors were in it ever thought they would ever get a cash dividend. So we would reinvest it in the business. We would put it in cash, reinvest in the business, or bonus employees. Because we were fine with sharing some of the wealth with the employees. We were fine with reinvesting it. We were fine with putting some in cash. We would never pay. A small private company never pays a cash dividend.
100% agree with that. I don't
Agree.
know the details about this. My only comment is if this is a really mature business and you're thinking about exiting it at some point in time, then it would be reasonable potentially to pay the dividend. But other than that, 100% agree with what Tom just said.
Great. Love letters from the dog pound. Here we go. And I particularly love this one because I want to do it myself. We should check Tom's freezer every 6 months and make a bet on the oldest item in there.
Well, the oldest item in
Wouldn't
there.
that be fun? We could have it in the show.
This is a prediction market.
This
right
is
here.
exactly what it is.
The
Right.
oldest item in there hasn't changed the last 6 months. And the oldest item in there probably, it's got to be a decade old.
When did you move into the house? Because whenever you
I
moved
think
it.
2012.
Okay, well then I'm 2012 and a half bid.
I
Oh my
think there
God.
might be a brisket in there.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think there's like a giant Costco brisket that I bought sometime around 2012 to 2014 that might still be in there. I think there's also some Omaha steaks that might be in there from like 2012.
Those had to be a gift.
Oh, they were a gift.
Yeah, for sure. You're not buying almost.
But I don't know,
And you keep them because
Because I don't want to go down in the basement. There's monsters and all that stuff, you know.
Okay. All right, so I will go
No, it's
down
like a
there.
freezer chest.
I get it.
Yeah.
How much freezer burns on the side of that thing? Like on the inside, you open it up?
Yeah, I don't know.
Got
I
it.
don't think he's opened it in like years.
No, I've opened it.
Did
You
you ever
have?
see Monsters, Inc.?
No.
Great.
Okay.
It's a great.
But,
Great
but
movie.
I would guess that the oldest item, I'm going to say 10 years.
Okay, but she's saying, or he or she is saying we should do this every 6 months, so
Agreed.
we might.
I think that's
We might.
That's
Could
gonna
be a field trip.
I was going to say it's
It
good,
could be a field trip.
It's a good team.
We will
outing.
record it and do a field trip. In fact, I'll do it. Maybe this weekend. All right. I find Tom's relationships quite strange. Seems like they're always making fun of one another. And why is Sol doing the same thing now?
Yeah, why are you doing the same thing?
Because I've known you for 30 years. And
Okay.
this is just what we are and what we do.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't, you know.
And this is how we
None
have
of this
fun of
bothers
each
me.
other.
None of it bothers me for a second. I think it's fun. I think it's fun to make fun of
Of
other
people?
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's what life's all about. You make fun of everybody. Makes fun of everybody.
No,
What?
no,
Not,
they
not
don't.
everybody, no.
No, they don't. This is what I love about you.
Yes,
if
everybody.
you do it,
Or
everybody
nobody.
does it. If you
Right.
don't do it, nobody does it. I actually said something.
Who do you know in this world that you actually know well that you don't make fun of?
I don't make fun of people. Except
No.
you. But
Oh.
that's just when it comes up, like, because it's just easy. But when
Right.
I made a comment, we were talking
I
about.
love to make fun of people.
We were talking about India, and you've been. We have not.
Okay.
Right?
And I said I would love to go because to see tigers, you got to go to either India or to Russia. And I
Tigers.
can't go to either one. So your comment was, nobody goes to India to see tigers. Nobody. And I said nobody wants to go. And I said, but I just said I did. And you're like, but you just because
That's not
of-
making fun of you. That's just
no, because
exposing your
but
weaknesses.
if you love something, everybody loves it and wants to do it. And if you don't want to do it, nobody wants to do
Okay,
it.
you're not going to hop on a plane for 14 hours.
Why not?
And then another 3 hours when you get there to get to some.
I would, but if I just can't eat I'm afraid of the food. That's gonna be the problem for me.
Oh my God! You're not eating street food. You're going to some Michelin-star restaurant. They got them
but
all
he
over the
doesn't
place.
I don't
like
care
it.
for Indians. The
He
spices.
doesn't care for it,
yeah.
so
It's some of the.
Okay.
The whole reason
It
you
could
go to
be
India
hard.
Yeah, is the food?
is the food.
Okay, that's why
The
I'm not
food's
going.
amazing.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Right.
but you got to fly like 17 hours to get to where the tigers are, and then maybe you'll see a tiger. Really?
Would you go to the Congo to see the gorillas?
Never. Why would I
See?
do that?
I
right.
would
Never.
you do that?
I would.
Yeah, me too. I would love to go
Oh
check
my
it.
God.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Oh my God. No.
Here it comes.
Not me.
Nobody has ever said they want to go.
I will go to Green Bay to watch the Bears play, but I will not go to see
To watch
a
some
gorilla.
Bears,
Okay,
but
so
not
I'm not going with
gorillas.
you to Green Bay, and you're not going with me to the Congo. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Next up, been following you for years and love your insights. Would you ever come do the show in South America, especially in Brazil?
I would love to.
I would love to go to Brazil.
Actually,
I love the music, the culture, the food, everything.
You been?
No,
Oh.
but I am from South America, and so I am
you-
familiar
wait,
with the
I
culture.
thought Ecuador was in
I thought it was the
Africa.
same.
What-
if we
what's
go
in
to
Africa?
South America, we're taking her because otherwise we would never hear the end of it.
Never.
It would
Oh,
never hear the end of it.
How- would
Never.
it be a month?
I would be over your grave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would have no choice. We'd be taking
No
her.
choice.
100%. If we
Zero
travel, we would
choice.
love to go to Brazil.
That's
I
right.
mean,
we would love to go.
My first choice, and I've never been to Brazil, but I've always wanted to. Ever
I've
since I
been in
saw
the water. I've never been on land. I've been in the water.
ever since I saw Blame
I
It
have
on
a
Rio.
cousin there in Brasilia, though.
Since I saw Blame It on Rio, I've always wanted to go to Rio.
Nice.
Because I went to Iguazu Falls. I love
Oh,
waterfalls. Here it comes. Nobody loves waterfalls. Okay, I love waterfalls. Here it comes.
I
Nobody-
love waterfalls.
Oh my
you.
God.
I
Yes, of
love
course.
waterfalls.
Nobody goes. So I made the mistake 2 years ago
Yeah.
of going to Bosnia.
Oh, it's
They have
beautiful.
They have beautiful waterfalls.
Yeah, to go see the beautiful waterfalls. I went all the way to Bosnia.
Well, you didn't go. Stop.
First of all,
you
all
didn't
the
go.
way-
You were there, and Corinne said, "We're going to go see
No,
waterfalls."
we were
There's
in-
no way that you went there to
You're
see
in
the
Croatia.
waterfalls.
We were in Croatia, and
Okay.
we took a day trip to Bosnia
Yeah.
to see the waterfalls.
Here it comes.
They were
sucked.
pretty.
Okay.
But, it's like
But
8 hours in a car, round trip, whatever.
What else did you have to do?
Lie there. Do nothing.
Okay. Anyway,
Gelato.
so Iguazu Falls.
I guess eat gelato, sure.
Iguazu Falls, I think, is 75% Argentina, 25%
Yes, something like that.
Brazil, something like that. Okay. You get in the boat, and they give you a pack to put your stuff away, and then they give you a poncho, whatever. It's suffocating. We're probably 100 yards, maybe 200 yards away from the falls, but it's still, the spray is coming down so hard you can't breathe. Here it comes. Why would anybody want to do that?
No, I mean,
Have you been to Niagara?
Yeah.
Never been to Niagara.
Oh my
but
God, you have to
Victoria,
go. But the Canadian side.
Victoria, which is in between.
No,
Sandy
not the New York side.
I've been to both.
No.
I've never been, which
New York
I do
side,
want to go.
lame. Sorry.
I've been to both.
Canadian, amazing.
Okay. How about what's the guy that?
Mesmerizing.
What's the family, the acrobats? The guy
the tightrope guy. He did it?
Yeah.
Oh my
He
God.
walked across.
Yeah, I forgot the guy's name.
Yeah,
But not the big horseshoe.
He walked across. I don't know. He walked across.
But I would like to
remember,
go to
yeah.
South America. Last year, I did speeches in Mexico City and Guadalajara, and absolutely loved it. One of my favorite talks of the year was in Guadalajara last year, and the number of traders, just the whole
Vibe.
the whole room, the whole vibe in the room, incredible in Guadalajara. So I would love to go. Actually, we over the years we've had met a ton of people, mostly more from Colombia than anywhere else. But there's a big financial community in Brazil, and and Argentina.
Let's put it on the to-do
Let's
list.
plan it.
Colombia, I'd say, would be the biggest. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Awesome. Let's do it. And then somebody says, rambling, ego tripping.
What does that mean?
Is that like upskilling?
Are they
For us,
ripping
I
us?
guess it is.
Are they ripping us for rambling ego
I
tripping?
think so.
Okay, I take that actually as a compliment, ego tripping, because I never heard that before.
Ego tripping.
Rambling ego tripping. I kind of like that. That's cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll take it. We'll
we'll
take
take it.
all of it.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All of it.
All of it.
All right, moving on. This is going to be a good one. I sound like a broken record, but I feel like they always are, our conversations. Unleashed, we're going to talk about work-life balance, or I can't even say it without laughing because I know what you're going to say, or 996.
Now, we have to be fair. I have never really heard of 996
Right.
until recently.
Brooklyn 99,
So,
and then 6-7.
as Western, right? Yes.
996 is
9 to 9,
Not-
6 days a week.
9
6
to 9,
days a
6
week.
days a week.
9 to 9, 6 days a week.
So, as Western firms, especially in Europe, shift to balance and have 4-day, 8-hour-a-day weeks,
Well, first
many
of all,
companies
that's
are
not-
still trying to push the 996, despite there being a ban by the government that was in place starting in 2022.
Well, Western firms in Europe.
That's what I said in Europe.
Yeah, but there's not very
And also
many
the
firms.
UK.
There's a
Why
couple
don't we go through the
countries.
slides? You're going to see
And
how many
also the
companies
UK.
there
Yeah.
are. Okay.
So 996 supporters, remember, this is 9 to 9, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 6 days a week. 996 supporters say it increases competitiveness and productivity.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Oh my God.
I mean, how could it not? Like, I've been going.
Let's go back to the burnout question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
so-
so here.
I just want to be fair about something.
So the government put this ban in place after a 22-year-old woman left her job at midnight and
Yeah.
collapsed before even getting home and died.
Oh my God, one person.
No. It happens.
could happen.
They are dropping like flies.
No, you got to.
It's not climbing Mount Everest.
No,
Can I
they
just?
are.
Can I say something?
Go ahead.
I have been for the last 15 years
Yeah.
of building Tasty, and then for the 10 or 11 or 12 years before that, building Thinkorswim. I get up at 4 in the morning, and I wouldn't leave work until 5 or 6 at night.
Okay.
And when 4 in the morning is when we start answering emails. That's longer than 12 hours. So it's like 14 hours a day, and probably 6 or 7 days a week.
And
I
can I-
never stop.
can I tell you the
And I
difference?
just want to say, that is, it never even thought about it once. Everybody should do that.
Okay. Now, let's just break this down and
Yeah.
talk about ownership, entrepreneurial spirit,
Correct.
and ownership.
Correct.
It's your.
Well,
it's-
you're never going to get to that point. I mean, when I was a floor trader,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
we would go there some mornings, and this is the truth. Some mornings I would go to the floor at 2:00 in the morning,
Yeah, but
and
it
wait
was
for the floor to
working
open.
for yourself.
I understand it. Well, I've only ever worked for myself, so I have no other experience.
That's exactly what we're saying.
But this is what I'm saying. Most people don't work for themselves. So if
Right,
you work
so
for
in a
yourself,
big
I've lived the
company
life. I've
to
done it.
have-
I was standing right by your side doing it day
Yeah,
in and day
yeah.
out. Okay, so I've lived that
So you're
life.
okay. You've had a pretty good life.
I'm not complaining.
So well, you sounds like you are.
No.
But it sounds
What
like you're saying like it's
No,
good for
what-
it's okay for you, but it's not okay for everybody else.
No. What I'm saying is, if you are an
Let
owner,
him finish.
if you are an owner of a business, and you have equity, you're not really getting paid, but you have equity, you have a lot of upside. That's what you want to do. Totally supportive of it.
Okay.
What I don't agree with is saying that everybody else should be doing that when they are working on a salary. That's not reasonable. People are entitled.
Correct.
Who are your most valuable employees over the years? Just tell me, like the last 15 years. Name some of your most. Don't actually give the names, but tell me some of your most.
Saul.
No, she wasn't around the last 15 years. The last 15 years. No, I'm saying at Tasty.
Okay.
Your most valuable employees,
Yeah.
and I guarantee this, if you
Yeah.
just think about it,
Yeah.
are the people that work the most hours.
Okay.
I don't know that it has to
and
be
it's
translated
not-
in
I-
hours
I'm going to tell
necessarily.
you that it is translated in hours. It is.
Okay.
Your most valuable
Okay,
employees.
I'm going to disagree with you because your answer is.
But the whole time?
You live to work, and I work to live.
Correct. And I think
And I know you're going to say it's
most
bullshit.
people want
there is no
to.
such
total
thing.
bullshit. It's just total bullshit. Yeah.
Okay. So and that's.
But
the
I'm
answer.
just going to tell you that I understand that when you work for yourself, it's great and
different.
all that kind of stuff. It is different. But your most valuable employees everywhere are the people that work the hardest.
Okay, you can work really, really hard in a limited time period and get the work done, or you can figure out how
Is
to.
15 years a limited time period?
I didn't say you.
Okay. I know I'm asking for anybody because we have people that were with us for 15 years that killed
Okay,
themselves.
so you're. Okay, but I could tell you that you want to tell me, and I'm not going to name names, but I'm going to tell you there's some people that worked an hour or 2 or 3 a week for you, and you would say they're some of our most invaluable people.
No, I went.
Okay. Okay.
We'll talk about
when
it.
we're off. When
We'll
we're
talk
off air,
about
I'll start
that,
naming
yes,
names, and
off
you're
the
going to
air.
go.
I'm
You know what?
going to
You're
say
right.
they're talented. I wouldn't say they're the most valuable.
They're critical to the business.
No.
Okay.
I would say they're talented, not
Okay.
critical to the
So
business.
my difference again, it's you live to work, I work
You
to
work to live, right.
right?
So critics say
Yeah.
instead of hiring more staff or upgrading technology, many firms, this is in China,
Yeah.
many firms squeeze more output from each worker via
Have you
overtime.
ever seen Chinese kids in kindergarten? Like the videos of Chinese
They're
kids?
all on the tablet and just don't.
No, like they're like 5-year-olds are dribbling basketballs through their legs like they're Kobe
That's
Bryant.
deep fake.
That is not deep fake. Oh my God.
Okay.
Does it remind you
We're
of
gonna
you
talk
as a
about
young,
your
as a young
TikTok
Tom?
No, but it
obsession.
reminds me. It just
What-
like
wait, what is-
the argument.
Some other time.
Is
the
what?
argument that okay, I'm going to plot my kid in front of a television set
I'm
until
not
they're
saying-
until they're 16 years old.
I am not
versus,
saying, I'm
hey,
not
you know
saying
what?
put my kid in front of a TV. That's not what I'm saying at all. There are
No
other
one has
things
said that.
in life than working. That's it. That have value.
I understand that, but when I hate when people pick on like cultures that work really hard, like in China or like in Japan. I just don't like it because you know what? There's
The people don't like it though. The companies
Don't
like
say
it.
if they didn't
Employers
like it, they wouldn't do it because
people
they
don't like it.
and they don't have a
Employers
choice.
like it. Sure, employers love it.
Yeah.
The
I think
people, that's a different story.
I think people like it too.
Yeah, the
No,
woman
they
that
don't.
dropped dead, she's having
No,
a
she
great
loves
doesn't
it.
like it, but whatever.
Critics also say 996 is part of a cultural coercion. That it's like a toxic. It creates a toxic environment where there's endless one-upping, because everybody just wants to stay the longest, so they get paid more and more and more. But it's not even to actually acquire, make a fortune. It's just to get by.
Have you ever seen the other side of this? When everybody
What is
tries
the other side?
The other side of this is what happened when we went through the whole COVID period where nobody came to work and everybody stayed at home and nobody worked. And you lost 30% productivity.
Okay, that is okay. We have a study.
Maybe more than 30%, maybe
We
50%.
have a
Really?
study.
And you're going to look at the stock market and say that got killed during that period?
I'm not saying the stock market
Okay,
killed.
so but
I'm just
but
saying
we
that
didn't lose
productivity-
30% of productivity.
We
and
ran
it-
a business, we lost 30% of our productivity. Easy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. In your mind, we didn't.
In
That's
your
okay.
mind.
Oh,
There are actual studies.
there are actual studies that show how much productivity loss when nobody came to work and nobody worked.
Okay, well, maybe that's a different story
whole
because
concept of
COVID is
working from home,
completely.
whatever.
COVID
Okay.
is not working from home. It's not what we're talking about.
right.
COVID was a
4-day work. Let's go. 4-day week. 4-day
Trend.
week trend. Yes.
can boost. This is what the people who like this say. The supporters
Of course, they're going to say
can boost productivity, not reduce it. In a 2022,
That's just
this is
absolute
past
not fact.
COVID.
Yeah.
UK 4-day week trial. 61 companies
22,
with,
we were still in COVID.
with not really.
We're getting out.
People
of it.
were back.
We're getting out of it.
People were back.
Okay.
2,900 employees, 92% continued with the policy after the
Do
trial.
you know why? Do you know why?
I'll tell you why.
Not because productivity increased, but because we had the same problem because we were bought out by a UK company. And the reason they continued with the policy was because if they didn't, everyone's going to quit and go to a different firm. So that was it.
No, I have that. Yeah, but that's
So it
okay.
had nothing to do with the fact that it
Self-reported
worked.
productivity stayed the same or improved at 91% of
Oh my
firms.
God, such
Self-reported doesn't matter. I guess.
Oh my God.
Yes.
That is such bullshit.
Agree. The UK trial saw a 39% drop in stress and 71% reduction
Of course,
in burnout.
because they didn't work. Yes. They were at the pub. I mean, my God, have you ever been there in the UK?
Stop it.
Either you were home or you were at the pub. Nobody
but
came to work.
Sick days decreased by 65%.
Hey, we were bought out by a UK company. We would go into the office there. Literally, I'm not kidding. We'd go into the office. There'd be 3 people in there. In an office for right? There'd be 3 people in there. In the middle of the week when the
I
markets
don't know
were
about 3, but there were 30
it held
But
300.
Yes.
There'd be 30 people there.
Yeah.
Were they working from home? Were they actually
Well,
were they
according to
working
Tom,
or not?
No,
working?
they were at the pub.
They were at
No,
the
they were
pub.
not.
So
They were not.
yes, they were working from home.
Okay. They said they
Sick
were.
days decreased by 65%.
Why do you need a sick day? You're home.
And resignations dropped by
Oh my God.
50.
Of
course,
Here's
why would you-
resignations dropped.
Why would anybody resign if you're
Why
not
would you resign?
working?
You don't have
Because
to work.
greater engagement and job
Okay.
satisfaction.
No, because
Anyway,
you don't have to work.
91% of companies say they'd continue the 4-day week permanently.
Oh,
Companies
see.
reported revenue rising by 1.4% on
You think-
average
Is that good?
during the trial and 35% compared to the same period the previous year. 35% is
Here
pretty
comes,
good.
here comes
Yes.
the
Previous
fake.
year
That's
was COVID.
It's a joke.
Oh my
okay.
God.
Okay.
So here's my I don't think we have the slide, but here is my answer to this.
First of all, that makes no sense. Revenue rose by 1.4% on average, but 35% compared to the year before. How is that possible?
Compared to the same period the year before. What do you mean it's not possible? Of course it's possible.
That means they lost money the year before.
Well, maybe they did.
Ugh.
Okay.
No, revenue. It's not that they lost money, but okay. I love the idea of a 4-day work week, and I think most people would do this at 4 10s. So you work 10.
You should be a flight attendant.
You know what? Maybe I will be.
You should be a flight attendant.
Good
3
Lord.
days, 3 days on.
You know what? Maybe I will be.
I would like to see you serve me in business class.
I would love to next.
I would like a Diet Dr. Pepper. I reserved the
Yes, the pasta.
I reserved the pasta.
You only get pasta.
Yeah.
So I think
This private jet is too small.
if businesses went to and offered up 4 10s instead of 5 8s, I think people would be all over it.
I think so too.
Yeah, all
A
over it.
4-day
Why
week,
would you need-
according to this, attracts top talent and reduces turnover.
Oh, because people
Companies
like to do other
reported-
things besides working.
No, that's not my
Companies-
question. My question is if you go to the 996,
9
No, nobody's going to the 996.
you go to the 996, you get 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. Why do you need to go to 10 hours, 4 days a week?
Because I think 996 is idiotic.
So go to 995.
How about
Even the Chinese government don't want 996.
That's bad.
They just published
That's
that for.
bad.
That's PR.
No, it's-
Okay, that's not real.
oh my God.
Oh my God.
It is absolutely real. Companies reported a
Look at
500% increase in job applications after switching to a 4-day week
Yeah, that's
in
because the economy's
2021.
crumbling. That's because the economy's crumbling. There's no jobs.
That's why I didn't even put the cons here, because I knew he would have them all off the cuff. Shorter work weeks can
There we go.
reduce carbon emissions and traffic.
Wait a minute. This is what
That's
Tom.
totally
wait,
true,
this is
because
when Tom-
remember in 2020, during
Here,
lockdown.
here.
Obviously,
Tom's the
you
answer.
haven't driven into the city in Chicago back and forth. It didn't reduce anything.
This is Tom's the answer. Just get an electric car.
Yeah, just get an electric car. Stop
yeah.
bitching about that.
Stop complaining about carbon emissions. Just get an electric car.
Why not? More time off can promote gender equity as well and care work, meaning more time at home could redistribute unpaid labor, meaning, childcare.
Can I say how stupid
More
this line is?
equitably.
Can I just tell
Okay,
you?
Omaha,
Wait, wait. As opposed to all the other
Can I
lines.
just
which
say-
are-
especially benefiting working mothers.
Can I say how ridiculous this
What are
is?
you going to say? Nobody cares
Why?
about working mothers?
No, I'm not going to say nobody cares about working mothers. I'm going to say the whole point of working from home is that you're working from home.
We're not talking about working
We're
from
talking about
home.
the 4-day.
We're talking
If you
about 4
do the
days and
4-day
having
work
one
week.
Here, my
4
whole point.
days
4 days
work.
in an office, 1 day
One
at
day-
home.
I understand. It's so ridiculous, this whole concept, because when you are, quote, working from home,
No,
you
it's
can't
not
provide
working from home.
childcare anyway.
Okay, but it's not working from home.
It's not working
This
from
is
home.
4 days working.
4 days
That's it.
working in the office.
No, that's it. 4
Yeah.
days working.
That's
That's
it.
it.
And on the 5th day, we shut the business
You're
down?
off.
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody's off.
Or you get other people. Come
Oh,
on.
other people.
Don't BS me. I ran the team that did customer
Tom, you're gonna
support
love this. In an-
overnight,
in an-
720.
In an internal memo,
actually.
you're going to like
24/7.
this. In an internal memo to Google's AI staff, co-founder Sergey Brin stated that a 60-hour work week is the sweet spot of productivity.
Exactly, he's right.
There you go.
That's
you
what I
love
said.
Sergey Brin.
That's 10 hours a day, 6 days a week, or it's 12 hours a day, 5
days a week.
which is exactly what it should be. That's exactly what it should be. Sergey, and listen, you're sitting here arguing for me for, like, these companies are going out of business, they want a 4-day work week.
Who's going out of business?
I don't know,
Who's
but they're not
going out of
doing what,
business?
they're not worth what Google's worth. Okay, they're not worth what Alibaba's worth. I mean, you're talking about multi-trillion-dollar
Alibaba.
companies that actually make their people work versus companies that are like, sure, take the afternoon off. Those companies haven't moved in or take the rest of the week off. Those companies haven't done anything for 30 years.
right,
You
no.
get what you pay for in this world. That's all I'm saying. Listen, I'm
And
not
I
trying.
think-
I'm not a ball buster in that way, but you totally get what you pay for.
And I think that if you have a proper balance, which I know you say is complete bullshit, but if you have a proper balance, you're way more efficient when you're working and you can be extremely productive. Next.
I think that's bullshit.
Okay.
I agree with the work-life balance.
Thank you.
Then you're working in the wrong place. You've been around us long enough to know.
Yes,
That's-
I know. All right, moving on. This is it. That was it. If you have anything else to say about
No, we're
996
moving
and
on.
how much you love it,
No, we're
say it now
no.
No, we'll move on.
or have your peace. All right, next up on Bad Dog, Tom has a bone to pick with politics and over independence.
I do have a bone to pick with this. Today's rant is on the Fed and on the next Fed chairman, stuff like this. Now, like I mentioned, Kevin Hassett, right now, according to this morning, I looked on, I can't remember if it was Kalshi or Polymarkets, but his chances were 86%, meaning that you had to bet 86 cents to win 14 cents. And the nearest competitor, or the closest person to him, was at 5%. Okay,
Right.
and there was a couple of people, like, 2 or 3 people around 4, 5, 6%, right in that area. So this is almost, I'm going to consider this kind of a lock. So based on the prediction markets, it looks like Trump has handpicked Kevin Hassett as the next Federal Reserve chair. So what will a partisan Fed Reserve chair mean for American consumers, interest rates, and the U.S. economy? Hi, I'm Tom Sosnoff, and I have a bone to pick when the Fed chair selection is based on politics, not objective independence. Look, monetary policy independence isn't some abstract academic concept. It's the firewall between your mortgage rate and political opportunism. Trump wants to lower rates because lower rates feel good, win elections, and lower borrowing costs. Hassett's dovish stance is already on record supporting rate cuts while inflation is still above target. So what's the problem? The bond market isn't buying the narrative. The 10-year Treasury yields and the 30-year Treasury yields are climbing because bond traders are free market capitalists. They buy opportunity, not hyperbole. So, this will be an interesting showdown. Trump's partisan Fed pick versus the collective wisdom of the global capital markets pricing in inflation risk. And here's the thing about markets. They're ruthless, unsentimental, and they don't care about your feelings or your election chances. So when bond traders decide your monetary policy lacks credibility, interest rates rise anyway. Except now you've got higher rates and a compromised central bank. Unfortunately, that outcome is the worst of both worlds. The winners? Wall Street traders who are long bond volatility. The losers? Everyone who counts on the Fed independence as catastrophic insurance for the economy and the Fed's real-time credibility in the marketplace. My suggestion, don't mess with Mother Nature and the free markets, and never confuse political loyalty with your duty to the American economy. It's a fun one.
It is a fun one.
It's not political in any sense. Just the Fed has always been independent, and if you mess with that objective independence, sometimes you're going to go against whatever the markets are telling you. The craziest thing is there's a rate cut built in to the Fed meeting, which is next Wednesday, a week from today.
Yep.
And there's a 25 basis point rate cut built into most people's numbers. I think at the CME, it's a very high. I don't know exactly what the betting market is right now, but it's very high. But the bond market has been going down this entire week. The 10-year has been going down. Interest rates have been going higher. Bond market goes down, interest rates go higher.
Inverse.
It's the inverse relationship. So what's happening here is something really weird. Even though we know a rate cut's coming, the bond market.
No, we think a rate cut's coming.
Okay. Even though the market thinks a rate cut's coming, the bond market's been saying something very different. So there's definitely a tug of war going on, and I just think it's interesting. And again, one of the things that we do on One Lucky Dog and what we will be doing on Lost Dog is kind of engaging you to open your eyes and to think about things that you might not normally have thought about before. And that also might mean encouraging you to trade the yield curve. I don't really know. I don't care. But it's just opening up your thinking or discourse on topics that, might not come up at a normal water cooler.
Like or Thanksgiving dinner.
Like your.
There is no water cooler
Scott
because if it's $9.96.
Oh, I can't wait to hear that.
People can't afford to go to the water
today,
cooler.
Scott made a horrible mistake and.
Oh, I did.
Oh.
And
I own it though. I did.
You did own it.
See, now, if you were thinking about central bank and engaged there, you wouldn't have.
I own.
You
I
wouldn't have
messed up
forgot.
with the
mistake.
pizza
As soon as
order.
I opened
You
the
wouldn't have
pizza
forgot
box,
to order the pepperoni
On top.
below the cheese.
No. It came below. I forgot this place puts the pepperoni below the cheese. It's a crime against humanity. And as soon as I opened it, I went, oh my God, I can't believe I fell for it. That was a rookie move.
Yeah, because you weren't thinking about things like federal bank.
Guilty as charged.
You weren't thinking about Fed interference with their independence.
Guilty as charged.
All right, well, we're going to move on to
Let's do it.
words of wisdom.
Wow.
Wow.
Wendy O. Williams.
Wendy O.
Wendy O. Williams. We're going to be talking
V-letter
about
wheels.
branding. You guys know a little bit about this subject?
It's funny. Branding to us is something we never thought we were good at marketing. It was always something that we thought we were
Traditional marketing.
traditional market. We thought we were really good domain experts because we knew our field, but we were really nervous about, marketing, just spending a ton of money marketing because we weren't sure the best way to spend it. But branding, I think we backed into being really good branding people. That was too early to tell on Lost Dog and One Lucky Dog, but at thinkorswim, the name has outlasted.
It's crazy. Scott Trade, TD Ameritrade.
It's outlasted Scott Trade. It's outlasted TD Ameritrade. It's outlasted all the other companies they bought, and it's now Schwab's. Who would have ever thought that Schwab would be okay calling their primary platform thinkorswim? And then Tasty, everybody was like, that's the craziest name, and yet the Tasty brand is probably the biggest derivatives boutique in the world, and I promise you that IG would be out of their minds to change that brand.
Oh, I don't think that's on the
it would be
table.
financial suicide for them.
Yeah.
So I think that the Tasty brand is, personally, I think it's the best brand they own. And so I think you're talking about, we've done a really good job of branding and marks and things like that. Who would have thought the cherry would survive? Who would have thought the Thinkorswim mark would still survive?
Right, I know. Well, we're talking about professional identity, right? And how you present your unique value and strengths. And I think,
Listen, you know what? We spent a lot of time.
Right.
We spent a lot of time with some really good designers. We actually had the same woman who designed the logo.
Did she do Cherry?
Yeah. Same woman that designed the logo.
She was amazing.
For Thinkorswim, designed the tastytrade Cherry.
And she gave us Woody.
Really?
Originally, yes.
She gave us Woody.
Nice.
This was done
a good person
by
to
somebody
know.
different.
She gave us Woody. She we were talking to her, and she's like, look, if you need somebody, I got an amazingly talented person. I'm like, great. And he was our first hire. And actually been with us.
Now,
All
Lost Dog, we designed that logo in-house.
Yeah.
And
Again, Tom D, shout out.
Yes,
Yeah.
shout out. We love our logo.
We have our own design team.
Our doggies.
We have our own design team here at Lost Dog, and we love this logo. So merch coming soon.
Let me ask you if you remember. Do you remember what her vision was for the splash, for the thinkorswim splash?
No.
So it was, her vision was an aerial view of a trading pit.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, and then DoorDash, was it DoorDash still there?
No,
No,
Yelp.
it's
Yelp,
Yelp.
sorry, Yelp,
I
Yelp still,
remember
sorry,
that.
Yelp. Yeah,
Yelp.
Yelp.
Now Walmart kind of took a version of it, but it's funny when we tried a lot of different things when we built Tasty. We had a carrot in the mouth. We had a couple different things, but we just loved the cherry and went with that, and it's hung out. It's survived 15, 16 years.
Yeah.
And now at Lost Dog, we'll see if the
Cute dogs.
we'll see if the Lost Dog brand and how that holds up.
So if someone is asking, like, how do I position myself? What do I do with my brand?
It's hard, but I will tell you, the amount of energy and resources that go into your branding, it's always been huge to us. We spent a ridiculous amount, not so much money, but time and designers and
resources.
we threw thousands of samples into the garbage.
Yeah, for Tasty, the brokerage, which was originally Tasty Works,
Right.
we had a whiteboard. I don't know if I still have the photo with all the possible names. And I remember Tom's like, I love this one. I said, I quit if that's the name we're going with, like if that's what it is.
Oh boy.
But yeah, we've been through a lot of different sessions going through the names.
So yeah.
Yep.
So
I mean, it's to me, branding was almost more important than marketing, because branding is what our ability to separate ourselves from the rest of the crowd through our branding has really been one of the keys to our success.
personal value. What sets you apart and why you're an asset. This is branding yourself, I suppose.
Well,
and it's interesting because going back to thinkorswim, when we launched thinkorswim, it was a tough time, and thinkorswim now, saying, look, it just outlived a couple major names. It's now the derivatives platform at Schwab. But when we launched, thinkorswim was out there. I mean, that was a name. People are like, what is this?
Yep.
And I'm like, did we make a mistake here? And then ultimately,
I
obviously,
never thought we made a mistake.
I said to myself, did we, is there an issue here? And then we're like, we're going to get through this. But then we had to figure out what really sets us apart. And we were able to prove to everybody, it took time and people started slowly, but we were able to prove to everybody that we were the real deal, and you needed to have an account with us. And what's interesting is how many people started off with a little bit of money and then loved it and then moved over their account from somewhere else. And that was really, I think, the foundation for our customer support. We never created a separate line for special people. Like most of the firms have bigger accounts, get to call in a different number.
Correct.
Our answer was, you don't know what's behind somebody's $500 account or $5,000 account. You treat everybody the same way, because that $500 or $5,000 could turn into $500,000 or $1 million or $5 million. And it did. And because we took the approach, and I think that was one of the things that set us apart, was that we just said, look, we're going to treat everybody the way we'd want to be treated.
Right. Every customer is valuable.
Every customer,
no matter how much they have in their account.
As opposed to saying, well, this customer is going to give them better treatment because they have more money.
Right, the concierge service.
But personal value, a lot of what we did, which was different, was we made it a lot about ourselves individually, because we had to differentiate ourselves. And if you think about the world of finance, especially brokerage and stuff, you'd have a hard time naming the CEO of another online brokerage company. I guarantee nobody knows the name of the CEO of E-Trade, of the CEO of Fidelity, of the CEO. Most people don't know who the CEO of Schwab is right now. And in fact, I'm not even sure who it is. The old one just left.
Yeah.
I mean, so you start going through I guarantee you don't know the CEO of Interactive Brokers is. I mean, no, people
Yeah.
just don't know.
Right.
But they knew us. I mean, Vlad at Robinhood he's got a personality,
Right.
and he's out there. But other than that, I don't really think there's another CEO you can name. Other than in the world of finance, you
Well-
could go the whole bank route. I mean, other than Jamie Dimon, name somebody. That's a CEO. And
Right.
we would respond personally, so there was personal value there.
Correct.
It was what differentiated us.
That's a good one. So your branding is reputation building, how your actions shape how others perceive you.
That's common sense.
But that's all that we're talking about now. It's like what you do
and it's treating people with
builds your reputation.
It's treating people with respect, the way you want to be treated. And I always said we had the greatest customers in the industry. We had ambassadors, they loved us so much they would go out and tell people. And you can't, for your brand, you can't have a better marketing component than happy customers who go out and tell people this
Right.
is the greatest whatever. This is the greatest whatever. Like I always say, if I love your product, I'm the best because I'll tell everybody about your product,
I'm the same way.
right? Do you ever tell people about another product?
Well, he tells us about his restaurants.
I mean, you'll tell us
The
about,
favorite
in
places.
fairness, you will say like Costco.
Or the flower shop,
Like
your
you'll say,
favorite
well, the
flower
flower
shop.
I'll
shop.
say
Yeah.
some things about.
You did teach us about duck today at Costco.
Right.
The
I'll
boneless.
say some good things about companies that I really like.
Yeah. Yeah, you will.
Yeah.
You would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, there's no better advertising than, a
Well,
real
your
estate.
best source of referrals.
Yeah, is our customers.
Is
Your
your
best source of
customer.
new accounts is your referrals.
Yep, customers.
Consistent presence, showing up reliably in behavior, communication, and results.
Well, I would say this is one thing we killed.
Yeah.
We killed this because, and this goes back to the working, our asses off, from start to finish, bell to bell. And it's not only for customers, but it was for the team members because I remember people would say like,
Correct.
"You're here, you guys
Yeah.
are here before I get here, and I'm trying to leave, and you guys are still working hard. How am I going to leave?" And it does.
Right.
It does send a great message. But for our customers, the same thing. Up until the day we left, still answering emails just like we always did.
Tom?
I'm answering emails after I left.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
I mean that's the truth.
We killed it.
Yeah, but we did it out of love of the game,
Yeah,
not
it's
because
genuine.
we had to. It's
no,
genuine.
No,
No, but you also-
you know if it's not genuine, you could tell right away. Ours was sincere, and we got paid back, in spades for that because people would love to interact with us because they knew that they were going to get a response and they knew it was going to be a real response, not like thank you for your email. Somebody will respond to you in 48 to
We were
72
AI
hours.
before there was AI.
Right. So, you got to show your signature strengths, right? The standout skills or traits you're known for.
Yeah, I
you
think-
You have to show that.
Yeah, I
to
think
showcase
that-
it.
Yeah, that's very fair, and I think that most good business people. I mean, I'm going to take this one step further. You need to show you know what you're talking about because people are looking to you as an industry expert. They're looking to you as somebody that they can learn from. But you also have to be real, and you have to show them.
What's honest?
You have to show them your losses too and your bad stuff. And over the years, I think what we've done differently, especially in the world of trading, is talked about all of our losses almost on a daily basis. And I think that that's what people really respected is that, we're like, oh, I got killed in this stock today, or this stock ate, this earnings play ate me up, or, I wish I wasn't short silver right now.
Me too.
That kind of thing. And so I think that there has been, us talking about our bad trades as much as our good trades, as much as our standout stuff, has been one of the strengths.
But you also are always striving for the best customer service, for
Well, you are, but
the
you're
best
not,
experience.
I don't like to say you're striving for it because it should come naturally.
But it doesn't.
It doesn't for a lot of
many,
people.
many companies. It just doesn't.
It did for us.
It did for us.
Well, right. All right. Well, and there's your beautiful brands.
Yeah.
Can we show them?
Yeah, sure. A little hard to see. There's the Tasty Cherry.
It was,
and the Thinkorswim Splash.
Splash.
Oh, you can see them.
And the Lost Dog.
It's a cute puppy.
It's such a cute puppy.
The mangy dog.
I thought it
good
was a
teeth.
mix.
Oh, it's a mangy mutt.
It's a mutt.
Yeah.
It's such a cute one. Tasty
We have
Trade was
located
amazing.
a dog that looks like him,
Thinkorswim
or her,
was
whatever it is,
amazing.
and so we'll try to bring that dog on stage someday.
That would be great. All right, and just in time, market talk.
Let's do it.
Let's
Market
do it.
talk. All right.
This was a sad day. We thought starting this morning when they sold off, I'm like, oh, what just happened? SPOOs were up, I don't know, 18, 20. And all of a
This
sudden
is you're talking about when you got up this
when I
morning.
got up.
Yeah.
Well, I was up
Yeah.
really early, but yes. And then before the open, they were down, 10, and then they sold off. They were down 20. NASDAQ, I think, was down maybe 200. Was around 200.
The
Microsoft, when Microsoft
No, it got down.
180.
It opened down about 100.
But it went down about 180.
And then that was the absolute low too.
Yeah.
But most of the time it was down about 130-ish.
Yeah, well, not anymore. SPOO's up 23, NASDAQ up 41, gold up 18, silver up 21 cents. Bitcoin
Silver
is,
never had a downtick ever.
Never. Bitcoin is up another almost 2,000 to over 9,300. Ethereum up 165 to 31.57. Didn't it just trade? It was a couple days ago. It was 27.50.
We bought some around 28.
You got 10 years 4.065. You got bonds up 9 ticks to 116.20. Apple, that was up earlier today, sold off down $2. AMD up a little over 2. Amazon down 2. Google up 382. It sold off a little in the close. Meta down 7.5. Microsoft was the big story of the day, down 12.27. I don't know if Micron went down with Microsoft. Micron was actually down about $10 at one point today.
Yeah.
Closed down 5. Netflix had a tough day, down a little over 5 to it's just over 104 right now. So again, another up day in the market. It just seems like Groundhog Day.
So last night, there wasn't good sports on TV. I mean, the Hawks played in Las Vegas last night.
I didn't see it, but I'm guessing they get killed.
No, they lost in overtime.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good day.
And but anyway, so I'm trying to watch like just the first period because I don't want to stay up.
Stay up
too
at
late.
9? Is that a 9 o'clock
Yeah,
start?
9 o'clock game. So, and they're doing like a West Coast swing. So there was nothing else on. So the NASDAQ was trading at 25,666.
And right now it's 25,645.
Yeah, so it's 20 handles lower than it was last night, and
Right.
it traded up to like over 25,670 last night. So I sold a couple of NASDAQ futures last night just because I was like bored, and I'm like, hopefully they'll open down. Well, this morning they were basically unchanged. They were trading 25,655.
50, 60 points lower.
No, they were basically unchanged this morning.
Yeah, so
they were a
they're
little
up.
higher than this.
Oh, got it. From here.
So then I had a meeting this morning at 8 o'clock, and I'm sitting talking to somebody, and at some point around 8 o'clock, I don't know exactly what time, but I looked on my phone, and the NASDAQ futures had gone from up 50 to down 110, and I'm like, oh,
that was a good cup of coffee.
that was a good cup of coffee. So it was a good iced tea. So I covered all the futures I sold last night. That was the only trade I made. And I was like, oh, wow, that was a nice trade. Just took 150, 170 points out of those trades, which I never do. It's only because I wasn't watching and I missed it.
That's the only way you could do it.
But I only covered what I sold last night, none of my real position. And I'm like, I can't believe I just covered this. I should have just let it go. Well, thank God I didn't. But I also, pre-market today, sold some Palantir and some NVIDIA. And NVIDIA was up almost $3 pre-market, and Palantir was up just about $2.5, $3. Oh, no, I'm sorry, $1.5 or $2 pre-market. And I was able to cover those pre-market. So that was that's the fun thing about 24-hour trading now, extended hour trading. You can do, sometimes you can get some stocks off. But the whole rest of the day was just a slow grind to the upside. And I didn't do anything. And net, our positions here today my positions are going to lose a little bit of money because I'm short on balance. Yeah, like you said before, silver hasn't had an uptick. We did buy some Solana the other day, which has not had like a 20-hour rally this week, which is pretty good. And I am long bonds here. I've been buying bonds the last couple of days, thinking, I don't know, maybe they bounce a little bit before the number next week, maybe not, who knows. I would say today looks to me to be pretty mixed.
Nice.
And a dead day, by the way. After the first move today, where they came back and got back to unchanged, it's been completely dead.
Well, they rallied up and they just kind of sat.
Yeah, they rallied up and sat here the whole afternoon. But there's a lot of NASDAQ stocks that got a little weak on a relative basis. the NASDAQ is weak. The strongest index today was the Russell. It was up all day, super strong, never sold off once. So the Russell was the powerhouse today, and the NASDAQ was a little weak all day. But still, if you looked at the market on the close today, we are, let's call it 68, 64. So you're talking about in the S&Ps, you're talking
60
about
points.
you're talking about 65, 60,
1%.
yeah, you're 1% away from all-time highs.
Yeah.
In the S&Ps, which is incredible. And most of these stocks feel like they, I mean, this morning Apple was up, I think Apple was up a couple bucks. I think it was a new high.
It was. I don't know if it was new high. It was up for sure. So I'm just looking at the board right now. Apple, Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, Micron, Netflix, all red.
Yeah.
So Google.
So it crashed, right?
Yeah, this is close to a crash.
Yeah. I mean, it was a soft day in vol. They killed a lot of stuff. I guess maybe a typical December day, but I thought that there'd be, I don't know, thought we had a chance of a little sell-off today. And
It just feels to me that it's not just, I know we've been up every day, and I just like Groundhog Day, but we're starting to see some cracks where I think we could get a bit of a pullback here, but we'll see.
the other thing I want to say is if you're short some premium in here, which we have been short premium, we've been covering the last couple of days, there's a lot of situations in volatility where the IB rank has dropped down below 20 across the board, even in a bunch of commodities. Like I noticed in like a couple of the softs and a couple of the currencies, IB rank was in single digits. So you might want to be careful about that if you're short some premium across the board and take in some of that vol. There's also a lot of NASDAQ stocks where the vol has really gotten crushed because they're post earnings and vol's collapsed, like you said, from 25 to 16. Yeah, so you're talking about a 35 to almost 40% reduction in volatility over the last couple of weeks, and you've had a nice rally corresponding. Do you know that just 3 days ago the NASDAQ traded 25,200?
So 450 points.
450 points, which is basically 2% in like 3 days in the NASDAQ, and that's
So?
huge. What?
So
I got you right. So what?
So that's supposed to happen on the upside.
Yeah.
It's on the downside. People are like, oh my God, it was down 2%. So anyway.
Yeah. Price extreme is totally, there's no mathematical significance behind price extreme. It's completely like a subjective.
It's psychological.
It's a psychological thing. It's a subjective thing. It's what traders like to think about. But there is no such thing, as true mathematical price extreme.
Good.
Anyway.
All right.
That'd be it.
That's it. So, Sol, thank you.
Thank you. Remember to call us for our call-in show Wednesdays at 3:30 to 4:30
Central Time, yes.
Central Time.
Yes. 312.
with all of your questions.
Yeah, 312-448-7032.
Nothing off limits, and please spread the word about Please spread the word about One Lucky Dog, and you can watch Lost Dog on Twitter. You can watch Lost Dog on YouTube, and pretty soon it will be coming to Twitch and Kick as well. So we'll be on a lot of different places. So hopefully you'll be able to catch it.
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Happy
Good night.
Wednesday. Good
Happy
night.
Wednesday. Bye.